Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Eric Morton, and here is the news for April 22nd, 2021. Orange County, Florida Mayor Jerry Demings stated in a press conference on Monday that he expects to relax the county's mask mandate this summer. Demings earlier stated that the mask mandate could be lifted by June, but is now targeting late summer after a rise in COVID-19 cases and removal of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from the market. However, physical distancing guidelines and temperature checks could be lifted even earlier than the mask mandate. Private businesses, including Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando Resort, do make their own rules regarding masks, distancing, and temperature checks. Though Orange County as a whole might lift the mask mandate, theme parks may keep their own in place for a longer period of time. I guess we'll follow this one and see what happens. A man has been sentenced to 3 years in federal prison for using stolen credit cards to spend approximately $62,300 on Universal Orlando Resort park tickets and hotel reservations. Orlando Sentinel reported that Frederick Lewis, 32, from Fort Lauderdale, purchased vacation packages primarily through Universal's call center between March 2018 and June 2020. He used stolen credit card numbers belonging to 36 different people. He and others involved would then use the tickets and hotel reservations or exchange them for Universal gift cards. After noticing Lewis had purchased several packages using compromised credit cards, Universal investigators contacted the Secret Service in June of 2019. Lewis used over 20 different phone numbers when calling Universal, but he frequently gave Universal agents the same callback number. Secret Service found Lewis's social media profiles through his phone number, and they were able to match his voice from social media videos to Universal's call recordings. Secret Service detained Lewis on June 25th of 2020 while he was visiting Universal's Volcano Bay. Lewis told one of the agents that, quote, he knew what he was doing was sketchy, and he gave them his phone number. They found a device he had used to access a website that sells stolen credit card numbers. Lewis was arrested again on October 8th in Oregon. He pleaded guilty to 2 charges of trafficking in a counterfeit device on January 6th, and he was sentenced to 37 months on Wednesday, April 14th. As part of the sentencing, he is ordered to pay $30,780.82 in restitution to Universal Orlando Resort and will face 3 years of supervised release. Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure is currently home to a peculiar sight, but is it merely a fresh coat of paint or maybe something more? Currently, the sign at the entrance of If I Ran the Zoo playground has been painted over as the attraction undergoes refurbishment. In early March, Universal Parks and Resorts said in a statement they would be, quote, evaluating their in-park experience. This was following Dr. Seuss Enterprises' decision to remove 6 books from future publication and licensing due to their use of racial imagery. If I Ran the Zoo was one of the 6 books mentioned on that list for its stereotypical portrayal of Asian characters. This could also very well just be a simple touch-up as the area is being refreshed with the lettering added later. While no announcement has been made of a name change, the attraction still retains its name on the Universal Orlando website, so far anyway. Below, you can see the sign as it appeared just days ago with the name clearly visible. As mentioned before, the play area is currently undergoing refurbishment. The playground has yet to be open to guests since the park reopened back in June. Team members were also surveying the site, which has had multiple components wrapped in plastic to protect them during the repainting. We overheard discussion about possible repairs to the slide, indicating that a reopening could be happening soon. The foliage is looking lush in the shades of green and purple. The area needs a fresh coat of paint every now and then to help keep the colorful style of Seuss. Elsewhere, a panel was open in one of the shrubs offering a peek at what's within. Another clue that this change may not be permanent is that the name of the book is still listed on the plaque beneath the sculpture that holds the sign up. Only time will tell if this is part of something bigger happening at Seuss Landing. Over a month before Jurassic World Velocicoaster's grand opening, some Universal Orlando Resort annual pass holders will be able to ride the coaster during a pass holder preview. Previews will be on select times from Saturday, May 2nd through Wednesday, May 5th. Registration is required and is now open. Reservations are limited. There will not be a standby line. There's been a lot of mixed information. Some people saying that reservations are closed. other people getting them later. I myself was put on a waiting list and received a reservation a few hours later. So maybe don't give up. I'm not really sure what's happening. A lot of people on Twitter talking about this one. I guess we'll keep following this closely and see if there are more spaces available for pass holders to ride. While the finishing touches are put on the coaster and its queue, team members are preparing for their new positions. We recently got our first look at the new Jurassic World Velocicoaster costume, including a matching face mask. Team member Joyce posed for us near Jurassic World Velocicoaster. The costume includes dark gray pants and a lighter gray button-up shirt. The Jurassic World logo is on the left side of the shirt, opposite the team member's name tag. The face mask is the same color as the rest of the outfit, using the darker shades of gray. On one side is Jurassic World Velocicoaster title. On the other, the 3 Velociraptor claw marks. This is the first Universal Orlando Resort team member costume to include a themed face mask. Team member Jordan also posed for us, giving us another look at the new costume. Some team members are still currently able to wear disposable face masks. Jordan's costume is identical to Joyce's costume, but he wears a matching hat with the Jurassic World logo patch on the front. A few days ago, we heard from a team member that play areas at Universal Orlando Resort might be reopening soon. Now, for the first time in over a year, Camp Jurassic is open at Islands of Adventure. When we entered, we were given hand sanitizer. Team members were also keeping track of how many people entered the area with a clicker. However, they said there's not a capacity limit at this time. According to team members, Camp Jurassic reopened on Saturday and only had about 300 visitors throughout the entire day. So there's not yet been a need to limit the number of people entering. There were A-frame signs throughout reminding guests of various health and safety requirements, including the fact that face coverings are required in this area. There are no ground markers around Camp Jurassic, but with how few people were in the play area, it was pretty easy to maintain that 6-foot physical distance. During our visit, except for one barricaded staircase, everything else in the play area appeared to be open. Camp Jurassic includes caves and amber mines to explore. Guests will come across dinosaur bones and more in the immersive playground. On the higher levels of Camp Jurassic, we can even see Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Universal Studios Hollywood opened to the public on April 16th for the first time since March of last year. The Universal Tram Tour has some updates to the tram route, as the King Kong 360 offering was updated and the Grinch set was, removed entirely during the closure of the park. Guests were being seated in every other row. Promotional material for Peacock, NBC Universal's streaming service, and other upcoming movies had been placed above. The future home of Super Nintendo World has been progressing since the closure, and guests can pass the construction site aboard the trams. Kong was ready to be back in action in an updated King Kong 360 3D. The video is noticeably cleaner and more vivid with the more modern digital projection upgrades. The New York set is currently closed for American Ninja Warrior filming. Amity Island seemed peaceful and sunny after not being patronized for over a year. The earthquake made us tremble with excitement, of course. The beloved Grinch set was removed during the park closure, as we said. The replacement is currently some movie cars and shipping containers. Universal Studios Hollywood had only been open on select dates for Taste of Universal, which started in March, so this opening is a big step towards some kind of normalcy in California. Out-of-state travelers craving California may soon be in luck. A series of policy changes indicate that California may soon allow out-of-state guests who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 to visit Southern California's many theme parks. As noted by Twitter user Leslie Harvey, California's blueprint for a safer economy was updated without much fanfare on April 19th. An addendum to the document states that fully vaccinated persons from out of state may visit or attend activities or events that are restricted to in-state visitors. This time, both Disneyland Resort and Universal Studios Hollywood fall within the Tier 3 moderate category, allowing in-state guests to visit theme parks. SeaWorld San Diego, which reopened on April 12th, is now allowing out-of-state guests who can provide proof of full vaccination. Universal Studios Hollywood reopened to in-state residents again on the 16th. A spokesperson for Universal Studios Hollywood had this to say: "While visitation to our theme park is currently available to California residents only, we are assessing next steps to implement changes to previously released guidance and will share updated information when it becomes available." The California Department of Public Health announced yesterday that fully vaccinated people from out of state are now permitted to participate in activities restricted to in-state visitors. They went on to confirm that the announcement included theme parks. As of now, both Disneyland and Universal Studios Hollywood's policies regarding out-of-state visitors remain unchanged. I guess that's their right. We'll see if they change these to more align with the state policy. We'll keep you updated. Me Want Banana. The Minion Cafe, which previously opened with Taste of Universal last month, is now serving up some delicious food after Universal Studios Hollywood opened back up. We decided to try three things: pulled pork grilled cheese, pork ramen bowl, and Felonious Float. The Felonious Float, $10, is a raspberry slush beverage swirled with banana frozen yogurt, topped with whipped cream and banana candy. The pork ramen bowl, $14.99, is a warm noodle bowl that includes roasted pork, pork broth, marinated egg, black garlic oil, green onions, and sesame seeds. The pulled pork grilled cheese, also $14.99, features savory pulled pork and caramelized onions, plus a banana barbecue sauce for dipping. Full reviews are available right here at universalparksnewstoday.com. As the UK strain of COVID-19 has quickly taken over the Kansai region that includes Osaka, Governor Hirofumi Yoshimura has announced that he will petition for a third state of emergency declaration in Osaka. It's home to Universal Studios Japan, of course. The latest emergency will include provisions to close locations where infection risks are high, such as theme parks, per Kyodo News. According to Kyodo News, the governor seeks to upgrade Osaka from its quasi-emergency imposed on April 5th to a full state of emergency declaration. This would be the third such emergency after the first seen last April and May, and the second from January through March of this year. In spite of the quasi-emergency, Osaka logged a record-shattering 1,219 new cases of COVID-19 on Sunday. Governor Yoshimura was quoted yesterday stating, "It is necessary to request the closure of large-scale commercial facilities, such as theme parks and eateries, where infection risks are high." Universal Studios Japan was closed for 99 days from February 29th through June 7th last year and would become the only Universal Studios park worldwide to be closed and then to reclose. Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike also indicated that she is open to declaring another state of emergency there, which could result in the reclosure of Tokyo Disney Resort, per Kyodo News. I guess we'll keep an eye on this one. Now for some merchandise news. Just last week, we found new face coverings hit the shelves around Islands of Adventure. We've now discovered even more designs featuring some classic characters. Popeye the Sailor shows off his 100% American pride on this face covering as he poses in front of an American flag and flexes his American flag tattoo. As with all the Universal Orlando Resort face coverings, these are 100% polyester on the outer layer and 100% cotton on the inner layer. And although Popeye is 100% American, the masks were made in Guatemala. Now you can display the world of Sanrio with Hello Kitty, My Melody, Karomi, Agretsuko, Guatemala, and more with character-themed graphic face coverings here. This Betty Boop face covering has images of the character along with X's and O's in line with red lipstick prints. While we found these face coverings at the City Walk Hub store, we've been seeing them in different retail locations scattered throughout the Universal Orlando Resort, priced at $8 each. At yesterday's Greater Orlando Aviation Authority meeting, a floor map schematic revealed the new offerings coming to MCO's Terminal C. A new Walt Disney World store, Universal Studios floor, and a Wine Bar George location were among those revealed for Level 2 of the new Terminal C, which has yet to open. This screenshot of the map shows the new stores and restaurants. Also included at Terminal C are a duty-free shop, Summer House Orlando, a SeaWorld store, Desano Pizzeria, a TripAdvisor location, Provisions by Cask and Larder, Starbucks, Sunglass Hut, Shake Shack, Annie Ann's, and Old Hearth Bread Company. Looks like a good start. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube for more great content. Of course, click that bell for your notifications. Make sure to hit select all notifications so that you never miss an episode of News Today with Universal Parks News Today. For UPNT, this is Eric Morton saying, the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.